Hi guys, and welcome to today's video. Now if you caught my last video where I was talking about creative block, you'll have known that I have purchased this, an Olympus Mju zoom. So just a little point and shoot 35mm film camera. And today I've come out into Sheffield city centre to do a little bit of photography and shoot my very first roll with it. So a lot of you may not know, but I actually started as a landscape and street photographer. And then that's kind of merged into what I am now, which is fashion, portrait and wedding. So I thought, with me going through this kind of creative block and wanting to reset and go back to basics, what better way than to pick up a cheap point and shoot camera, get some film and go back to sort of where it all began for me really. Now I purchased a roll of Provia 100F and Kodak Ektachrome E100, and today, because it's a little bit overcast and there's possibly a chance of rain, I've decided to shoot the roll of Provia 100F. The reason for that is because from everything that I've read, because I've never shot either of the films before, but from everything that I've read, the Provia sometimes gives it a slight magenta cast. So I think that might look quite good if it's sort of moody, gloomy skies. And so yeah, that's the reason why I've gone for the Provia 100F. So I've just got to Albis, so those of you that follow my videos will know that I come to Albis quite often. Just come down here, pick up a coffee and then head out into the city centre. So let's see what we can get. Okay, so back home now, and I've just dropped my film off at Harrison's Cameras in Sheffield. So Harrison Cameras is an independent camera shop in the middle of Sheffield. I use it for the vast majority of my camera purchases, to be honest, because as well as the fact that you support an independent camera shop, the service there is second to none. Even if you're going in just to ask about something that you've not purchased from there, just wanting advice, they're always really happy to talk to you and offer really good advice. So really like Harrison's camera shop. So drop my film in there. They're actually going to send it off, because it's slide film, they're going to send it off to Peak Imaging, which ironically is just around the corner from where I live, but I was in Sheffield city centre anyway, so I figured I may as well just drop it at Harrison's, and I'll get the film back in a couple of days. And I'll be getting my negatives, I'll be getting some prints, and also getting all the files as a WeTransfer link as well, so that's really good. So that's kind of mixing analog with obviously today's way of transferring files. So I'll just get all of the files as a WeTransfer link that I'll be able to download. So that'll be in a couple of days. So at the moment I've still got no idea what I've managed to capture today, but mainly I just really enjoyed being out with an analog camera in my hand, taking time to composing shots, not knowing whether I'd actually managed to get them right or not, and we'll see when we get them back whether I've actually managed to get anything half decent or not. But really enjoyed today. I mainly took sort of architecture shots, took a couple of sort of street portraits as well, but loved being out, loved using the camera, obviously first time using the camera, really enjoyed using it, really easy to use. So yeah, we shall now cut to a couple of days later. Okay, so it's actually now a week later. Unfortunately, I dropped the film into Harrison Cameras just after Peak Imaging had done their collection, so it had to wait a couple of days to be picked up by Peak Imaging and then get processed. And I actually got the WeTransfer link through today. I'm picking up the negatives tomorrow, so I've not got those at the moment. But yep, so I've had the WeTransfer link through, had a look through, and I have to say that I'm very pleasantly surprised with the results. So obviously it was my first time shooting with the Olympus Mju. Firstly I didn't even know if it was in working condition or not. So firstly it was my first time shooting with the Mju, first time shooting slide film, and my first time shooting 35mm in about a year to 18 months. So quite sceptical of what I was going to get back from it, but yes, I'm definitely pleasantly surprised. Out of the 36 images, there were 2 that were out of focus, and 1 which was really underexposed. So that's not a bad return at all. Obviously going to need to get used to the camera, need to get used to that film. But yeah, so only two that were blurred. Only 2 that were blurred and only 1 that was really underexposed. But from the others, I have to say, I love the film. I love the look of it, I love the colours from it. That magenta cast that I'd read about, that I spoke about earlier in the video, that definitely came out. You'll see that especially in the skies. So exactly what I was hoping for. So that really came out as well. So I'm not going to go through all of the images, but I'm going to bring a few up on the screen and sort of talk you through them one by one. But I have to say I'm really happy with the results. So let's have a look at the images. So the first image that I want to talk about is this one. This is actually the very first image that I took with the camera, and I really like the colours and the tones in this. So I love the blue on the bridge and on the building behind. Over on the left and the right hand side of the bridge you can see that magenta cast in the sky. I really like the sort of vintage look of the brickwork on the buildings in the background, and I just quite like the actual framing of the image as well. Just a standard sort of architecture / street photography image just to start off with. And another thing to mention as well is these images are exactly as they came back from the lab, so there's not been any editing whatsoever on these. I've not even straightened them, not cropped them. They're on screen exactly as they came back from the lab. So yeah, really happy with this first one. The next one that we're looking at is this one from the skate park. Now, obviously it's not as sharp as you would get with a digital camera, but I think that adds a lot of character to it. And with it being 100 ISO film, it is going to be a little bit slower, because it does need to be slower to let enough light in to capture the image. But walking past the skate park, saw this boy on a skateboard, turned around, just grabbed an image, managed to get him in the middle of a trick, and yeah, I just think it's a nice image. We've then got this one of Crucible Square. So in the middle of Sheffield there's Crucible Square, and you've got the Crucible Theatre there on the left and the Lyceum Theatre on the right. Nice open space, we've got some people walking through. Really sharp. Again, really like the colours, but you have got that lovely bit of green in there as well, adding a bit of character to it. And it's a little bit dark on the left hand side, but that's because obviously it's exposed for the sky and the brickwork on the floor. But yeah, I'm really happy with this one as well. Now this one here is one of my favourite spots in Sheffield because it's a mural by Sheffield artist Mclean. It's called The Snog. And yeah, it's just something that I thought would be nice to capture as I was walking down. And again, it's really brought those vintage colours through. You've still got that magenta colour cast on the sky. And yeah, I just really like this image, to be fair. Now this image here, this is the final one that I'm just going to talk through. This is a car park in Sheffield, commonly known as the Cheese Grater, because obviously of the striking look that it has. I really wish that I'd composed this a little bit better. There are the distracting elements on the left and the right, but in terms of the building itself, if it was cropped in, I really like the colour of this image and the tone of it, the balance of it, the exposure. I like everything about it. I love the shape and the angle that it's at, and yeah, I really like this image as well. So there you have it. So there are a few of my favourite images from the roll of film. First roll of film with the new camera, first time using Provia 100F, and yeah, I really enjoyed it. It helped me sort of get back to why I love photography, just walking around, just me and my camera. Obviously with it being a film camera, making sure that I took my time over shots, although evidently I still wish that I took a little bit more time with a few of them. But it was more about the process than the results for me, although the results I am really, really happy with. And looking at the colour science and the colours that came out from using that film, it is really going to have an impact in how I edit digital images moving forward. Because some of those colours I really, really like, and it's not a style that I've ever really incorporated into my digital work before, so that's definitely something to think about as well. I really hope that you've enjoyed this video, and it's really helped me, so hopefully if you've been able to take anything from it, fantastic. I cannot recommend this enough, especially for the price that I got it for, and also really recommend the Provia 100F slide film. So yeah, really recommend both of those. Got a lot more videos planned over the next couple of months in the lead up to Christmas, so I'm going to get as much content out there for you as possible. I'm going to try and do a few more sort of how-to videos, try and give you guys some actual value from the videos rather than sort of just observing what I'm doing. And if there are anything in particular that you are wanting to know about how I do, or my opinions or anything like that on anything, let me know in the comments, and I'll make sure that I create something along those lines for you. But other than that, please click like if you've enjoyed this video, subscribe if you haven't already, it makes a huge difference. And other than that, as always, I'll see you in the next video.